Going to school to study languages and linguistics threw my life out of balance. I had 3 classes every day, 6 days per week, a ton of homework, and on top of that, a lot of my hobbies, and I tried to have some sort of social life. It was at that time when I decided to look into time management and to see if I can get better at managing my time. This video is an attempt to summarize everything I've learned and read about time management. One of the most valuable concepts that I've come across was a daily highlight. Your daily highlight is one thing that you want to achieve each day, and that will bring you fulfillment and joy. It can be anything from completing a project task to spending quality time with your family. As Greg McKeown writes in Essentialism, identifying what's your daily highlight will allow you to focus on what you should be doing and ignore what's less important. But life can be a little bit more hectic and complicated, so after identifying your daily highlight, you may still have some things on your mind. But instead of writing a to-do list, prioritize your tasks based on urgency and importance. Prioritization here, yet again, can help you to focus on what's important and to make sure that your daily tasks are aligned with your long-term goals and strategy. And also sometimes being busy is just another way to procrastinate and to avoid doing something that's maybe less comfortable but super important for your goals, something that may require more attention and efforts to do. Being busy is a form of laziness, lazy thinking, and indiscriminate action. The 4-hour work week by Tim Ferris. Defining my daily highlight and prioritizing my tasks is something I've been doing for a very long time. At some point, I stopped and forgot about this, and then I got back at this when I got this journal. I'm using 2 tools for to-dos and prioritization. One of them is this physical productivity planner by Intelligence Change, not a promotion, just a genuine recommendation. And what I like about this journal in particular is that it is built around the idea of prioritization and the one thing, the daily highlight. It encourages you to first write down most important tasks, and then secondary tasks of importance, and then additional tasks. It implies that you're supposed to complete the most important task first, and then you go down and check off all the other tasks. I like it, though I think it is not enough for me. This is why I'm also using the Things 3 application on my phone. I like to use it just to capture some thoughts and to-dos. Also to have it like a grab bag of to-dos when I am planning in this journal. And also I like to have reminders in this application. In particular, my plants watering schedule is in there, the reminder to check out my banking apps and to pay everything in full. And I find it very useful to have all the reminders and these to-dos in an application. But of course, even with a clear prioritization system, there is no guarantee you're not gonna get distracted or gonna stay focused and productive. Parkinson's law states that a task expects to fill the time you give yourself to complete it. And that was totally me. I had those instances when I gave myself too much time for a task, and most of the time was just wasted. That's why it is important to track your time and limit your time. I like to divide my to-dos into 30-minute session. That's something I do with my productivity planner, as it kind of encourages you to set target for each task, how much time it's gonna take, and it has its circles you can fill out or once you complete a 30-minute session. And I also like to use the scent clock, and it runs for 30 minutes as opposed to using my phone, because I find it very easy to get distracted and unintentionally go to Twitter or Instagram and just get carried away for a longer period of time. I just like not to use my phone at all. That's why I find it more useful to have the scent clock. If you struggle to categorize all your to-dos based on their urgency and importance, then there is a tool that can help you. It's called Eisenhower Matrix. This matrix has 2 dimensions, so it's y-axis and x-axis. Y is for importance, important, not important, and the other one is for urgency. Write down your to-dos, everything you think you should do or want to do, and then place each item on y-axis based on its importance and x-axis based on its urgency. By the end of it, you should have 4 categories and items possibly in each of those. Everything you find on top is supposed to be scheduled and planned. Everything on your left, you should schedule it for later. Everything on your right, you should schedule now, for now, and maybe to do it right. Everything that's below x-axis is something you should either delete for now, if it is on your left, or delegate, if it is on your right. Sometimes I also like to consider if I enjoy or do not enjoy the thing. This is why you see importance and enjoyable on my Eisenhower Matrix. Now imagine that you prioritize all your tasks based on their importance and urgency. Then you set target time for each, but life can be hectic and some other things can get in your way, and you end up by forgetting about your prioritized task. For this kind of situations, I find it very useful to do time blocking. Time blocking is basically opening your calendar and setting up this calendar entity reminder for a certain period of time of the day to make sure that when the time comes, you know that you're going to be focused and busy with that particular thing. I do all of the things on a daily basis to make myself more productive and also to be able to enjoy all these things. The most important time management realization, though, was that my time is my choice. This is a fundamental mindset shift that I think can have a great impact on your life. Realizing that you own 100% of your time is something that can encourage you to take the ownership of your life, to focus on what's important, to eliminate what's less important or is not aligned with your life strategy. I think it is especially beneficial for people who always feel overwhelmed and busy, as realizing this can help you to reevaluate everything you're doing. The key aspect of this mindset shift is that there are always trade-offs. By choosing one thing, you reject another thing. By choosing to play a video game, which unfortunately sometimes I do, I choose not to maybe learn more about programming. By choosing to go to the gym, I choose not to spend time with my puppy. By sitting there just scrolling my Instagram feed, I choose not to, go to the gym again. So you get the idea. Everything that you do is a reflection of your values. So your time is a reflection of your choices. Of course, there are certain situations when people did not choose those situations. So there are exceptions, but overall our lives are reflections of our choices. You may say now, I don't want to go into work, but I have to. How do I have choice here? But I think you kind of do. You do not choose to quit. You choose to keep working because you need to earn your living. And also, at some point, you made the choice to get the full-time job. So, and that choice implied a certain series of choices later on, choices that we are making every day. Sometimes it is harder to choose something else. Unless you have another way to earn money, you probably cannot quit your day job. But in some cases, it is easier to choose something better. One of the examples is minimizing time eaters. Time eaters are activities that do not bring a real value to our lives. This can be scrolling Instagram feed in between of things or watching yet another episode of a TV series on Netflix. As Make Time Book said, you can't make more time, but you can make most of it. You can be more productive and get better quality rest if you identify and minimize your time eaters. I am guilty of something. I do like to watch TV series a lot. And at some point, I was watching them every day. It was my way to relax after work. And sometimes, unfortunately, I can watch a whole season just within one night. Does it bring me productivity? No. Does it really bring me rest? Not after the second episode, I swear. On the contrary, it always made me more tired, maybe. And my point, I guess, with this is overall that it's nice to do this, to have this if you really enjoy it, if you think this is your way to take care of yourself, it's fine. Unless it just fills up all your time, or you do this unintentionally, which is something that also happens with me when I scroll Instagram or Twitter. Sometimes I open the applications without even realizing it. And the point of these time eaters, things that do not bring value, like for me, it was watching a whole season of a TV series or scrolling Instagram feed. These things, when I minimize them, I saved probably from 2 to 3 hours per day that I could spend on yoga, workouts, walks, talking to my friends, or doing something more productive, taking courses or reading books. Another important aspect of this mindset shift is that you do not have to do everything yourself. Well, time eaters are kind of useless things, right? It may be easier to avoid them, arguably easy. But there are certain things that just need to be done, like cleaning your apartment, cooking, or maybe editing if you upload videos on YouTube. It's kind of unavoidable to do those things. But if you do not enjoy them, it might be worth it to delegate it to someone. I was opposed to this idea for quite some time, and especially because I felt like it's just cheaper to do it myself, and also I know myself. I know better what I want to do. But then I started thinking about this as an investment. You can only do as much within a day. And also you're not perfect at everything. And also you do not have to enjoy everything. So it makes it hard to complete some things, or some tasks are gonna fill up your day without you enjoying your day. That's definitely my case with cooking and cleaning. That's something I never liked doing, and I was never good at this, and I never wanted to become good at this, to be honest. But at the same time, I like to live in a clean apartment. I like to eat healthy. So my solution was to delegate it to people who are better at this. Some people recommend to count your hourly rate and to delegate those tasks that you can for cheaper. I agree this can be helpful, but for me, I think the value is in the time that I'm getting back. So by not cooking or cleaning, I save around 3 to maybe 4 or 5 hours per week that I can spend differently. I can record a video, I can read a book, I can complete a course, I can start building a project. I can, well, it's not always about productivity, but I can just do a workout, go for a longer walk, go on a hike, play a video game intentionally. And for me, the value that I'm getting is the freedom to do what I like. And sometimes I am even willing to pay more than my hourly rate so I can get this time back. This strategy works best with things that need to be done, whether you want it or not. But sometimes it's just easier to say no to certain things and to be selective. The question you should be asking yourself is not, what do I want, or what are my goals, but what would excite me? That's something that Tim Ferris said in his The 4-Hour Week book. And I think this is the question we should be asking ourselves when doing some less important activities, maybe non-essential activities, like when you get invited to a conference or a party and you're not feeling like 100% yes. If it is not 100% yes, this is a no. This is the rule that I am trying to implement into my life now. I'm someone, for me, it's hard to say no. I feel uncomfortable saying no. What I'm trying to teach myself to say no for my own sake and for the sake of my time, which is the most valuable resource. Because saying no to non-essential things I am not 100% excited about is something that can save up so much time for other things that you're just gonna enjoy more or that are gonna bring more value into your life. Saying no to non-essential activities does not mean you need to hustle. On the contrary, you should have regular breaks and good night's sleep. I like to go on walks with my puppy, and I have an extended lunch break specifically so I can get out, enjoy the sun. We usually have sun every day here in LA, and get back with a fresh mind. There is nothing more that boosts my productivity this much as just going out for a walk or just taking a break, stretching, 5-minute meditation, 5-minute yoga, or whatever. And of course, be compassionate to yourself. Some days are not as productive, and this is fine. Some days you need more rest, and you just need to relax and maybe not be doing anything. And I have those days too, and I think this is completely fine. Sometimes I fall into the trap of not being happy with what I've accomplished, even though I did do a lot of things. And this all comes to basically you being compassionate to yourself and appreciating everything that you are doing for yourself. Also remember to reevaluate and adjust your strategies. Something that works for you now may not work for you in the future when something changes, or maybe something that works for you is not gonna work for other people. So I think it is essential to explore, to try out different things, and to adjust with time. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Like this video if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel for more. See you!